Good evening, guys. Virat and I have come for a super quick trip up to Guilderton Lighthouse, which is just about an hour's drive north of Perth. But at the same time last year, we found a fantastic little location to shoot the rising Milky Way on. At the river mouth, we get some amazing reflections. So the rest of the week is looking very cloudy, so we thought we'd just nip up here tonight. No, it's a Tuesday night, just to sneak in a quick little shoot. We're operating on a very tight window. We've got the Milky Way cores not rising until 10:30, and we've got the moon rising around 11:45 from memory. So in order for the Milky Way to be high enough, we probably can't start shooting until 11. So we've got only about a 45-minute window. And the other thing is, in the area that we're shooting, there's a lot of lighting, public lighting, and that doesn't go off until about 11 o'clock from memory. So we've got about a 45-minute window to get our reflection shots. In the meantime, we have come out to the lighthouse itself. I'm not sure if you can see that behind me. It's the lighthouse just there. You may not be able to see that. And we've just picked up some screw-on hydrogen alpha filters, and Orion is just set up behind us. It's setting, so we've got probably an hour or so where we can shoot Orion. So we're going to give these little hydrogen alpha filters a bit of a test run and see how they go. So that's the plan for the evening, just a short shoot, couple of hours. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. Right, so what I'm trying here is, at the moment I'm shooting with the 20mm. So I've got the 20mm on the tracker shooting Orion. So I've got it set for 1 minute at f2.2 ISO 800, and I'm going to shoot 5 tracked shots and stack those without the filter. Then I've got my filter here. So this will screw on to the end of the lens. So my lens is a 77mm diameter. This is an 82mm diameter filter, so that it fits on all my different lenses, but I've got a step up ring on it. So I'm going to stick that on the lens now, and I'm going to grab another 5 tracked shots for stacking with the HA. It cuts out an awful lot of light, so I'm going to bump my settings up. I'm going to try a few different settings, I think, but initially I'm going to try bumping it up to ISO 1600, and I'll probably shoot f1.8 with this. And I'll go the 1 minute again and give that a try, and we'll see what that looks like. Bump my ISO up to ISO 1600 from the 800, and I'll open up my aperture to f1.8, and I'm going to leave it at 60-second exposures for the time being, and I'll see what we get. Right, so this is the results of the 20mm. This one here is ISO 3200 f1.8, and I think it was let me just bring up the settings here. I think it was a 2 minute exposure. if you zoom in, you can definitely see the effect of the filter. So we've got Orion in here, and forgotten the names of the nebulosity, but the curved ring around it. But what I am concerned about is this quite large outer halo here, and the nebulosity, or the redness down the bottom. That doesn't look quite right to me. But yeah, I might have to wait till I get it on the computer at home. So these ones, so that was, what else have I got here? Okay, so that's the same setting. This is a lower setting. I think that was 60 seconds, ISO 1600 f1.8. So I've done a series of stack shots for that. The haloing is not quite as pronounced with those, but neither is the nebulosity. Okay, so I'll have to get those back home and see what I can do with those. So I'm going to try some 35mm shots with similar settings next. All right, so we've positioned ourselves around to get the alignment with the Lighthouse and Orion. I don't know if you can see that in the background. I'll just shine my light there, but it may not be bright enough for you to pick it up. But Orion's just lying to the right-hand side of the Lighthouse. It's a little bit lower now because we're close to 11 o'clock, so it's getting close to setting. But we've positioned ourselves so that it's in the right spot for where we took the stack shots. So now we're going to move around to the Moore River mouth, get ourselves set up there for 11 o'clock as the Milky Way core has risen enough, we're hoping, and we're also hoping that the security lighting has been switched off, and fingers crossed it'll all work out well. The wind's dropped nicely, so we should get some reflections in the water. But anyway, I'll stop waffling and we'll head around to the other location. Hi everyone, Future Greg here. I just wanted to jump in quickly before we carry on with the rest of the video and to run through the results I got with the HA filter. They were a little mixed, and I'm going to put that down to my lack of experience with shooting with an HA filter, and possibly also the conditions. So there was a little bit of light pollution from the lighthouse that was behind me, so I probably could have captured a bit more data. I only captured 5 stacked images, and I've seen from the likes of John Rutter and a few other people, they were, I believe, capturing more like 20 minutes worth of data rather than just 5 minutes. So anyway, we'll just quickly jump on the computer and run through those results. Okay, so this is the 20mm HA image, and as I mentioned out in the field, you can see this pronounced aurora effect. I'm not quite sure what caused that. It could be a number of factors, possibly the light pollution coming from the lighthouse, which was right behind me, or any other number of factors. At this stage, I'm probably not going to use this image. If I turn the stars off, you can just see how pronounced that is. If I zoom in, you can see the hydrogen alpha nebulosity in the Orion region. So I can probably, if I persisted, I could probably extract some details, but it's going to be pretty difficult with this amount of noise. So this is the standard camera RGB image. Again, you can see, even with the standard camera, you can see the nebulosity there, Barnard's loop, etc. So yeah, it's not too bad, but I'm probably not going to do anything with this image. Moving across, so this is the 35mm shot, so I'm a bit happier with this image. So this is a 5 image stack shot at 60 seconds f1.8 ISO 1600. So yeah, this is a little bit more successful. There's nice detail there in Barnard's loop. If I just go through some of the layers in my post-processing, so this is a little bit of stretching and switching off the stars, so you can see the nebulosity is really standing out nicely. From there, I've just done a bit of background removal with a tool in Affinity Photo, a bit of denoise. I've then converted it to a grayscale, a little bit more stretching and cleaning up, and finally recoloring to bring that HA color back through. So this is basically my HA layer. So then moving across to this image, this is not supposed to be a full-on how to edit HA, because I am certainly not going to put myself up as an expert on this. This is my first attempt, but just to walk through my process. So this is the standard camera RGB image. From there, I have done some star removal, reduced the background, done some selective color adjustments, and then I brought the HA layer back in, added the stars back in. At this point, we moved around to the other side of the lighthouse, and so this is the resulting foreground image. So if I add the mask back in, this is basically the final result. So this is where Orion was lying. So all I've done is replace the sky back into the right position. So yeah, pretty happy with these results. I think it's going to be worthwhile pursuing with this external filter. So at this stage, we'll return to the next location and carry on with the rest of the video. Okay, this is a nice little boardwalk that leads down to the beach. Very picturesque during the day, not so picturesque at night. How you going, Virat?
Good day, Greg.
Okay, so at the moment, all the safety lights are still on, unfortunately, but it's kind of what we expected. I think we've got about another 20 minutes or so by our calculations before the lights get turned off. Right, so our next challenge is that the tide is much higher than it was last time we were here, but we should be able to sneak through. We don't seem to have the mirror surface we were hoping for. There is a gentle breeze blowing, so I don't think we're going to get the reflections that we were really aiming for, unfortunately. Right, so we've set ourselves up at the mouth of the Moore River. As you can possibly see, we've got a lot of light pollution here at the minute, so it's probably still 15 minutes or so off the time that we're hoping the lights get turned off. Behind me we've got a little ridge with the Milky Way is coming through, rising up through there. I just took a quick test shot, and yeah, the light pollution's terrible, so we're really counting on now the lights to get switched off. Fingers crossed that'll happen. Until then, we'll just bide our time. There's, yeah, as I said before, there's quite a lot of ripples on the water. There's probably like a, I don't know, the wind's probably blowing about 10 kilometers an hour, so we won't be getting much in the way of reflections. But anyway, it'll be a nice scene if we can get a shot just to finish the evening off before the moon rises. Right guys, well, we had some success. The security lighting went off at 11:40.
There you go, yep.
Which left us with about 10 to 15 frantic minutes to get our shots of the Milky Way in before the moon rose.
Yep.
Which we managed to do. And yeah, pretty happy with the end results. We didn't get the reflections that we were hoping we might get because the breeze
picked up. Yep.
The breeze is probably blowing about 15 kilometers an hour or so now, but still very, very happy with the end results. And yeah, we got some surprising nice shots at the end there with the moon, which you can probably see behind us.
And the Milky Way together, and a nice like a staircase to the hill up here. So
yeah,
not really expecting we'll get a lot in Milky Way, but you never know what we get as the end result.
Yeah, so yeah, nice shot of the moon and the Milky Way, blue tones, something a little bit different. Yeah, so all in all, very productive night. And
we'll be home early.
And we'll be home relatively early by our standards. Okay, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next adventure. See ya.
See you guys.
Cheers.